Hi everyone. We're gonna solve this question right now. Is also a question of rational numbers, including positives and negatives. We may have fractions and decimals as well. So let's get started and please read with me. Joseph has a bank account with $450. He withdraws $26 daily for 15 days. How much money does Joseph have remaining in his bank account? Okay, so remember we're gonna be using that problem solving strategy on the left. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna get started by reading each of the sentences. So let's look at the first one. And it says Joseph has $450. I'm gonna highlight that. And then I'm gonna go to my next sentence and it says he withdraws 26 daily. And for how long? For 15 days. I look at the next sentence and I don't see any numbers, so I'm not gonna worry about highlighting. So I did circle or underline, which includes keywords and numbers. My next step is box. So I have to box the question. And the question is, how much money does Joseph have? How much money remaining? So I'm gonna say, okay, so it's all this and also it's like up to here, the money that he has remaining. So we're good with box. Our next section will be elaborate. We have to come out with a plan. It can be a table, picture, diagram, anything that shows we are understanding what's going on. I'm not going to do operations, but I have to understand what's going on. So I'm going to say, first of all, when I got started with this sentence, I noticed he has money. So here I'm going to say, this is what he has. And then also I need to keep in mind what he withdraws. So I'm going to put that right here. What he withdraws. And for what he has, we can read in the story that he has $450. So that's what I'm going to write down. And for what he withdraws $26 daily. I need to understand what daily means. Daily means that's going to happen in how long? Yes, thank you. In one day. So I'm gonna highlight that, and that's gonna happen in just one day. So now I'm gonna try to understand very clearly all the section of the withdrawals. So I'm gonna write here note, and I'm gonna write more about the withdrawals. And when you withdraw money, well, in this story they're saying that he withdrew $26 in one day. So I'm gonna say, okay. So they said $26 in how long? This will be in one day. So then what will happen in 2 days? In 2 days, is it gonna be the same amount? Well, yes, the same amount, but times two. And let's say the first day that was one time because it was just in one day. So in 3 days, really, it's gonna be three times and again the $26. That's what the story is about. And then the days will continue increasing and we're gonna stop at what number? We're gonna stop at 15 days. That's what the story is saying. So this one will be 15 times 26. Now, can you tell me something about the sign of the money when we withdraw money? Are we adding more money or are we taking away money? Correct, that like we're taking away. So we're gonna be using a negative sign. And when we have in the bank account, that's considered positive because that's gonna add to our balance in the bank anyway. So on this section on the right that says solve, I'm gonna try to come out with the total for 15 days that I that I realize I have on the left side. So I'm gonna say, so let's multiply for the withdrawals. I'm gonna put a note right here. This is for the withdrawals, and I'm gonna write my numbers, and my numbers are 26 times 15. because this 26 is the number of days that we have, so I'm going to put that in orange, and this 15 is a number of days that we read on the story right here. So all this will be the 15 days. And this one here, and these are the 26 that we read in the story. And now we're going to multiply, and I need your help to multiply. 5 times 6, 30, 0 and we carry 3. 5 times 2, 10 plus 3, 13. We're going to use a placeholder because we already worked out the first place value. Now let's continue and let's multiply the second digit. 1 times 6, 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Our next step is adding. We're going to add 0 plus nothing, 0. 3 plus 6, 9. 1 plus 2, 3. That's going to be 390. Now don't forget that this is the money that he withdrew in 15 days. I'm going to put that cost in orange. So this money will be in this section with the withdrawal. So I'm going to put that one right here. So that will be $390. And since this is the money that he withdrew, I put it on the negatives. And I haven't finished, so I'm going to go back and check what the question is. How much money does Joseph have remaining in his bank account? And when they say remaining, so it means we have to put together all the positives and all the negatives. So I'm going to make a little note on the side, and I'm going to say to figure the money remaining, the remaining money, I'm going to put together what he has, which is 450, and I'm gonna put that together with the 390 that we figured that he withdrew. This is negative money. And so when I'm adding a negative, really it's like subtracting, but we're gonna keep the sign of the number that has more absolute value. Or in this case, what we can say is we're going to keep the sign of the amount that we have more. And do we have more money in the bank or do we have more withdrawals? And in this case, we have more. So that 450 is greater. So our answer should be positive. So what we're going to do then in this case is we're going to subtract. So I'm going to actually take away this plus from here. And I'm going to be subtracting now. Please help me to subtract. 0 minus 0, that will be 0. 5 minus 9, I can't. So I'm going to borrow from the 4. This is going to become a 3. The one I borrow, I'm going to put it on top of the 5, and the 5 goes up. So this number becomes a 15. 15 minus 9, that's going to be 6. And 3 minus 3, that's a 0. So then at the end, 450 plus negative 390 is going to be $60, and they are positive. And so our answer could be letter D.